fill your glasses up and sit your asses down. Coming to you live from their living rooms to yours, it's time for Dads After Dark.
One of my favorite Cameron memories is Into the Woods. And it's a line that has just never hit the same since our production. But it's when the baker and Cinderella meet in the woods and he's realizing that she's the princess. And he says, you look just like the princess, but dirty. And the first time he said it, it was so sexual.
It was, oh no, what is that kid's, I'm blanking on his name. I know, who played
Wesley.
Prince?
Matt.
Matt. It was his fault.
Oh, that was another one.
It was his fault because like the first time we did a run through of that scene, I said the line and we clearly hear him off stage go, ha! And ever since then,
because you traded those beans and it wasn't his fault probably. I don't know.
But that's another, there's a perfect, like, Alan caught the moment of you laughing and me going like this because I'm trying not to laugh. Because it was like impossible to get through that line after that moment. Impossible.
I never looked you in the eyes again. Every performance, I didn't look at you.
No.
I think my favorite Cameron memory would be the mic checks for Spelling Bee.
Yes.
And like Cameron would come up with some new random rap he like clearly already had memorized since like forever, but would surprise us every time with like, oh, you want Nicki Minaj today? Here's Nicki Minaj.
Yeah, I have Super Bass filmed fully.
Yes.
And it's wonderful.
We've never done mic checks like that again, but for Spelling Bee, the whole cast would do mic checks together. And so we would sit on the bleachers, and I guess you started it off with just random rap songs, but then there were like different themes because someone would give us a theme and then everyone's mic check would never be anything from the show.
No, ever.
No. It was like a very communal experience, and it is truly one of possibly my favorite all-time theater memories is those mic checks, actually.
Yeah. It's a good warm-up.
It was good.
See, that's another one. When you asked what my favorite memory was, like that was another contender, was just all of Spelling Bee.
Just the entirety of Spelling Bee.
Spelling Bee was a treasure. Just an absolute treasure.
There were so many like great moments that, like the warm-ups, the cast, the.
Do you remember the stage swing?
Wait, what is that?
Don't talk about it. I'm sorry.
Wait.
I'm sorry for bringing it up now.
Here's like, that's a fact about Sarah Miller as a set designer. I don't know how to do shit. I just like try my best, but like I'm like visually good at it. But like I don't know how to do anything.
I think you're amazing, but that swing scared me a lot.
So I did just tie the swing to something in the ceiling, and
it was not rated for movement or like Broadway.
It should not have been used. Really, honestly, it should barely have been used. But it was used, and one day it was during a dress rehearsal, right? That it like full broke. Like
it may have been the dress rehearsal from hell, the one where Deborah split her ankle open.
Oh, that wasn't a rehearsal then. That was it was Tech Week.
Yeah, it was like Chris Arisman was supposed to be swinging on that swing, and it like fully broke mid-swing, and he like fell from the heavens, and it was very bad, and I'm really sorry.
You know what was great about that set though? The whole set was in the school gymnasium, and we put the Buc-ee's. Sarah put the Buc-ee's Beaver as the mascot in the middle of the TTC stage, and we painted the details of it.
I forgot about that.
Brilliant.
Get us copyright infringement. I don't care.
Amazing.
So good.
I spent too much time on the floor of that stage.
Same.
I don't know.
It wasn't just you, Sarah. I was up there very late sweeping.
Oh yeah, because we had to make it look like it was like a wood tone, so we were like sweeping.
We're like
I do a lot, y'all. I do a
dry
lot.
brush brooming the whole stage with like 7 layers of brown.
Yeah, it was necessary.
Is it
As
any show
everything
with Sarah if
was.
she doesn't spend hours on the floor?
No.
So I always, you know, it's a top to bottom set, ceiling to floor. I did everything.
So, Sarah,
Well done.
Rodney in Purple is a fairly new theater company set designer. If you have any advice for him.
No, because I'm very bad at it, but I'm fun. My advice is like, don't stay up all night. Don't use tools in the middle of the night. You might hurt yourself and you will cry, possibly. And just stop at a reasonable hour. This is my advice.
I feel like Sarah was very much like, let's just go for it. Like the chess set.
That
The
energy.
chess set.
Oh, the chess set.
Chess set, just go for it.
The whole stage from top to bottom was
I
literally a
still consider that my
chessboard.
greatest
Oh my
achievement of all time.
It
is
was
the chess set.
incredible.
I loved it. I have
Too
I have
early.
a beautiful painting in the same style as the set that Sarah did for me because obviously that show was like a lot to me.
Stephanie, why can't we see you?
I don't know. Why can't you?
Oh, wait. Stephanie, I didn't know you were there. You're there. Hi.
I didn't know it wasn't on. Sorry, because it was on when I joined, and then I guess it was like bye.
What, Sarah said something about hi, Stephanie, and I was like, Stephanie? But then I never saw you.
But I'm here. Sorry, I didn't know. It decided I was too gross to be seen, which like it's not wrong. I need it.
Same.
Fair. Me too.
Stephanie, I need a kitten.
Oh, okay. Which kitten? Any
I
kitten?
don't care.
The closest one.
She has a full Blanton of cats.
She
so.
does. A full Blanton is 16 cats, for the record.
She has at least a Blanton.
I woke him up.
Oh.
This is Apollo. Say hello.
For those of you that don't know, Stephanie fosters kittens. So she has like bottle babies right now where she's like,
Yeah,
I'll let
every-
George say hi
I
to the
have
kitten.
9 cats of my own and 7 fosters right now. So
So you have more than a Blanton, or you have an actual Blanton.
You have
Yes,
a full actual
I
Blanton.
do.
A
A full
specific
Blanton's worth of cats.
the
I went
unit of
over to the bitch barn today to get kitten time.
I
Well,
love the
Karen,
perch on the
Stephanie-
shoulder pose.
Yeah, they like this.
No, stick around.
Really cute.
Cameron,
Oh.
how was your interview?
I think it was fine.
That's good.
It was fun.
Cameron,
Fun
before
questions.
before we started filming, we were joking about you singing something for us, and none of us remember what we said.
Wait, like before you talked to me?
Yeah, no, before, when we were just talking to you before, and then we kicked you out so we could do the intro.
Oh.
Any guys, do y'all remember it all?
I don't remember that conversation at all.
I don't either. And Mike is only thinking about eating his food right now. So
Yeah.
It was not.
no, I don't remember the conversation. I honestly
I
don't.
remember the conversation, but I don't remember we like picked a song.
I don't remember what it said, but I do remember thinking, yeah, he would do that for us because it wasn't like a big deal.
I'm not that smart.
Wasn't that?
No.
This is the first show that our guest did not sing something.
Cameron.
Cameron, I tried to get you to sing a little snippet of something.
Thanks for setting that.
You really
precedent.
did. That was a
I really
valiant
Was
effort.
it anything from Drowsy? I always think of Cameron and Drowsy. They're inclined.
Or maybe was it Rocky? It was Rocky.
It was
Rocky, yes.
You're
yes,
exactly right. Now I remember.
I got there.
But you gave me an easy out by saying "Into the Woods."
Do it. No, that's true. That's why we should go back to the original request, which was Rocky Horror. Hi, girl.
All right, Cameron, the floor is yours.
That Brad sings the doo-woppy song.
Like overly sappy, sad.
Yeah.
No, I need floor show with a floor hump. Is what. Yeah, change the camera whole thing.
In
No,
choreo,
I was-
guys.
We have Brad and Janet here. Why don't they, they did something together.
I will say before I mentioned the part that I did about my favorite memory of Rocky Horror or whatever, I was gonna say when Deborah did her little split roll over me,
That
Change.
I was not prepared.
Can we
That
sing it now?
My
I need
favorite
it.
memory might be your face the first time I did the splits on top of you. It was
Because
like
I didn't know what was happening.
and you were impressed at the same time. It was very confusing.
I need a split roll now.
Mm-hmm. A split roll now. I couldn't.
Everybody knows.
What is possible?
I was even including a peanut.
Oh, Peanut.
What is happening?
Oh, she's split rolling out of frame.
Oh no, Peanut's breath.
Woo, yeah.
Yes, queen.
Y'all,
Yes.
she did that on stage in Touch Me.
Oh my.
Laura, can you describe exactly what you did on that pole in that moment? Please, whenever you like ran up and Rocky was laying on the floor, can you just explain what your choreography was on the pole? Do you remember? Because I tell the story all the time.
I don't know what you should tell the story. I don't.
So our Rocky ended up pushed onto the floor as our beautiful Janet was trying to seduce him, and she ran up to the pole that her wife beautifully installed on the set for her use. And she runs up to the pole, and you like go like this, and you flip upside down as you're still singing, and slowly cascade down and land in the splits on top of Rocky, all while singing.
It was epic.
It changed my life. So iconic.
Which
And that
number
was
was
so
this?
iconic.
Well, she was Janet in both 1 and 2, but Rocky 2 is when we put the pole up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you couldn't really do a whole lot in Rocky 1 because Rocky was 17, as I recall.
Yeah, that's true. He was
Did it
18.
stop her?
He was a youth.
Did it stop her?
Actually, touch Rocky 1 was very
more tame.
Very
It was quite tame. It was quite tame.
and a little awkward. It was tame.
Yeah, I
enough.
think the split roll in Rocky 1 was in the floor show, actually, not in.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
Rocky
that's like, and that's the one I know the best because that's the only one I was in.
It's true.
It was Rocky
So
2.
Rodney, next year, we're putting a poll in.
Hey, we can do that.
Yeah.
There's at least 2 from Rock of Ages. Apparently,
Oh gosh,
Graveyard
yeah.
still.
Yeah, Deborah doing the upside down split thingy at the top of the pole with her hands out, doing jazz hands while her legs are holding onto the pole. It's just,
I loved how impressed
Iconic.
the audience was with that one.
This is like just a low key. This is a Deborah diversion, but there's also one of my favorite pictures of all time. I took that picture during, oh my God, Pajama Game, and it's Deborah and Matt Krieger, and they're like both like. It's during small talk, and so Matt is like shirtless, and Deborah is in like lingerie sort of, but they're both kind of like in a like low key flexy position, and Deborah's biceps are like 3 times the size of Matt's. Like, no offense, Matt. And it's just like my favorite picture because it's like, yeah, no, Deborah's a badass. And it's like very casual. It's like very casual. They're just like singing to each other, like, I love you so much. And Deborah's just like got like guns.
Carrie, where did Brandon Tyler go?
They are working on music together, so that's why he came.
Yeah, we have apparently a list of segment intros that we need done. So they need to
This show's getting out of hand.
The show got out of hand the moment I thought it would be good to invite Adrian Dobson to our whiskey night.
Oh.
That does seem to be the impetus.
and the rest of us are glad you did.
And you're welcome. Now you have friends in New York, Dana.
Yes. Well, I actually mentioned the whole bit that I learned last Diva Dads After Dark was that Katie Mitchell's been to my home, and I learned that, and I had to think back really hard that she apparently was at an after party, and I remember now, but at the time I didn't remember.
Sure.
Yeah. And actually brought that up when Cameron was talking about the theater people up there in New York. So you got another shout out on another show, Mitchell.
Oh my God.
Wait, Kate, I was asking Cameron, but who else is up there? Like, who's still
Current?
there? Tara's still there because I know she's singing.
Tara is. Andrew's still here. Mason, who never did shows at the theater but is a friend of the theater,
The
is
Sam
still
Houston
here.
guy.
Yeah, Sam Houston guy.
know
Honestly,
Alexa's-
not a lot of people.
Alexa's at her mom's
Like,
house.
yeah, just even like, yeah. Lindsay said she's coming back in July, but
Jeffy's still there.
Oh yeah, Jeffy's there.
I saw, yeah, they were posting photos the other day.
Y'all, Jeff is a mental health professional.
Jeff is fabulous.
He's working hard.
Yeah, he's working real hard right now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Who else is?
Katie McConnell's still up there, right?
Oh yeah, Katie's there.
Keppick.
Susan Keppick, but Susan just came to Texas.
Yeah, I saw that. She escaped. Monty and Drew escaped.
Did they? Where's Monty?
They're in Dallas with Monty's family. Oh no, yeah, Monty's family.
In Sanger.
Robin Van Zant escaped, and she's in.
Yeah, she's down in Florida.
Casey's
I
in
also feel
Houston.
like Jessica DeJong's in College Station.
Oh, is she really?
I feel like that's a thing. I saw.
There's
on
only a few of us still roughing it up here.
I mean, I applaud you, but I wouldn't do it myself.
It's not so bad.
I was like, I barely do Austin by myself. I'm like, I gotta leave every weekend and go to the country.
But Kate, this is a change of pace for you, having been, 17 different, playing Where in the World is Kate Mitchell every day. So
Yeah.
this is a change of pace for you.
Oh, for sure. I have plants now. I sleep in the same bed every night. I drink the same coffee every morning. I finish my spinach that I buy from the store. It's like a totally new world.
Oh,
Triggered. Carrie.
No, truly, it's been very different, but I would really enjoy going to like a pool right now.
Well, you can come to Mike's tomorrow.
Yep.
I just show up. Hey guys.
That's what we plan on doing.
Honestly, Kate, I would
No.
fully expect that of you.
the back door is always open. So
Appreciate it. Honestly, there will be a trip to Texas sometime this summer, but I'm waiting for it to be a little bit safer for me to travel. I feel like if it's not for like a mental health reason, I shouldn't leave the city, and I'm doing okay. So
You're doing
You
great.
can definitely social distance in a pool, though. I think, like, you just like.
I could pull out my mermaid tail.
Yeah. I meant to get that. When I dropped off the masks at your parents' house the other day, there was a part of me that I was like, I was supposed to pick up something from her house. It was the freaking mermaid tail.
For anybody that doesn't know, y'all are just gonna hear my whole life story through these Diva Dad nights. My aunt, like years and years ago, told me she would buy me a authentic mermaid tail, like made of spandex, and you put like a flipper on that's attached at the center if I didn't get a facial piercing. That was the whole thing. So I got the tail and became famous for it. What'd you say, Michelle?
That's an odd promise.
It's an odd promise, and I also have a nose piercing. So
I was like, you can also just get the tail and then immediately get a facial piercing. Like, whatever, I already have the tail.
exactly what happened. But anyways, I would bring this tail to parties all the time at Stephanie's house. And we would put on the tail and like swim around in the backyard, and everybody would put it on. It wasn't even like a correct size for me. Like it was kind of like a child size. So like it fit Adrian real well, but the rest of us were like trying to pull it up all the way to our hips. But it was wonderful.
If they feel like leaving it out, you just tell me when and I'll go pick it up.
I have to get them to find it, but I will make sure that it happens. Also, another memory within reach. Do you guys remember when we did the color run?
Yes, it was so fun.
That was the cast of Spelling Bee, right?
That was the cast of Spelling Bee.
And we were all wearing matching shirts.
I didn't go because I don't run, but okay.
Oh, we walked the whole time.
Yeah.
Deborah, I remember. We didn't run one bit.
We ran through the colors. Like
Yeah.
we would jog through the colors and then just walk.
I do remember laying down and like rolling around in the colors a bit too. It was an exciting day.
I ran because I was determined to keep up with Roger.
Mm.
But why? Like he's such a marathon guy.
I know. That's why it made me mad. And I was like, well, I'm going to keep up with you, obviously.
How'd that go?
He slowed down for me, but I stayed with him the whole time.
Good man.
Impressive.
His grace, you stayed with him.
And then I tried to make it an annual thing, but no one else was really game except for Cameron. And so we did the second annual color run in Dallas. It was just us, Cameron, and Becky Braden.
Yeah, Becky Braden joined us.
Aw.
And then we never ran again.
Now you're just a horse girl.
I am. Proud.
Yes.
Are you still riding and everything? Oh
Look at
my
all
God.
those ribbons.
Yeah, those aren't even all
that's
of them.
nothing.
That's just
Amazing.
decorative
This is the
lamp.
ones they keep on their lamp.
Yeah.
Mike Kilgore.
Don't want to cause a
You need to
scene.
call out Mike Kilgore.
Oh my gosh.
I was trying to leave in a good way, instead of making a scene, but
Making it an Irish goodbye. Just say goodbye.
I ate a whole bowl of pasta off camera. Like it's
She just
empty.
went for the
No, he's got to go. He's got to go do his fantasy draft. He's not going to eat.
Fantasy draft.
What a
I don't know what you're
dork.
talking about.
Ugh.
Bye,
Hi, Rodney. Hi, Mike.
Bye, Diva Mike.
That's all gone to shit. Kidding.
Unbelievable. Guys,
my
I'm
God.
sorry, I gotta leave, guys. Yeah.
Don't bully a third of the hosts.
Well, he does plenty of bullying behind the scenes. It's fine.
Oh,
It's not a bully, it's a diva burn, right?
Yes, they're diva burns.
Cameron, what are you eating?
Ice cream.
Yay.
Oh,
It's got
with
cookie dough
alcohol.
Oh, but it's not Bluebell, is it?
in it. It's not,
But it doesn't have listeria or
It's
COVID,
not
so
here.
you're okay.
ooh.
I wish it was though.
Ice cream burn.
Freezer burn!
Freezer burn! Oh!
That's wonderful.
Wait, who did we just lose?
Katie.
Mitchell.
Oh no!
That might be an internet thing.
Rodney, what did Caden come in to tell us today?
What did he come in here to say? He wanted to know where the Switch was.
Oh.
I can tell you where my Switch is.
Important question.
It's in Louisiana. We got a Nintendo Switch for Animal Crossing. I played like 2 hours. My wife has played, I kid you not, like 8 hours over the last 2 days of this game. And then she told me this morning, like, hey, can you got that case for that thing, right? And I'm like, yeah, why do you want to take it? She's like, yeah, I want to take it to Louisiana. And I'm like, but you're going to see your son. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. That woman is like crack. Like she could not, I went to bed at like 10:30. She was awake till after 1 playing this stupid game.
But have you played it though? Because
2 hours. I mean, and I was like, yeah, it's fine.
Not
Cool.
stop.
It's cool.
So good. It's so fun.
Yeah. So
Oh,
Josie, we got
in the
the,
morning, and
we got
Brandon
the-
will be.
What was that, Carrie?
I said I'll wake up at 5 in the morning, roll over, and see Brandon being like,
Is he playing Animal Crossing?
he designs for shirts for his Animal Crossing hair.
There's
Oh my-
specific stuff that happens at night. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, so I learned
Anything,
that
Rodney?
yesterday because Charlotte was like, I got bit by a scorpion. I'm like, what scorpion? She's like, oh yeah.
they'll
they
knock
only
you
come out at night."
smooth out.
What?
They will knock you smooth out.
Yeah. Well, I got wasp. That's nothing. That's in the beginning. No big deal. But apparently scorpions are bad. So I don't know.
I don't know.
I have
And
to
she told me,
switch.
she's like,
I
it's your
have the- I have
birthday,
the
so
Game
we'll get you this Switch. Get me the Switch. And then she's had it for the last, well, she's got it with her now. Happy birthday to me.
I can't buy it because I know that'll be me. Like that'll 100% just be me.
Yeah, my obsession with when Animal Crossing Pocket Camp came out was like so strong that I can't play real Animal Crossing because I feel like I would just, be lost to the world. I'd lose my job.
I mean, it's literally because like my husband was at work all weekend this past weekend, and so like that's what I did for 3 days straight, y'all. And it was,
Oh, my
yeah,
goodness.
I have zero regret. Like, I probably should have cleaned my house. I did not do that.
Have y'all tried the Idle games on the App Store? They're like Idle Hotel Tycoon and like Idle Theme Park, and they're literally just games where you make money when you're not playing the game, but then you log in and it's like you've made $40,000, and I'm like, have I? What can I spend it on? And I spend hours on this stupid game.
Yeah. I played a game similar to that called Bit City. I think it's on my phone, and yeah.
I did ask for that. I haven't downloaded it yet.
Yeah, and it's crazy because you have to tap everything for it to pay out.
The
And
more
so
you
you're
tap, the more money you make.
You're just tapping, tap.
Yeah, it's ridiculous because those games are completely mindless, but
Yeah.
so addicting. Like I have gone through, I can't even tell you how many games like that where I will download it, I will do nothing else for like a week, and then I never touch it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the games I can just jump in,
Idle Hotel.
jump out, go kill some people and get it, get that out of my system, and I'm done.
I don't need
What?
this kind of aggression in my life, Dana.
Do what?
I don't need this kind of aggression in my life.
I'm not an aggressive person normally, but that's why, because I have the outlet, the Call of Duty outlet. Actually, I haven't played any of those. Like I've been playing like Rocket League and NASCAR racing, and it's just
I mean, this is a time in which all we want is comfort. We're all just like making mac and cheese and like playing Animal Crossing. That's what the time is.
Pretty much.
Well, it's because then we can pretend like our lives are just like happy time with your neighbors, decorating your island, instead of like, oh God, I have to go to work today. Hope I don't get, this terrible disease and pass it to everyone I know. So,
Sorry,
yeah.
But you do owe a whole bunch of bells to that cheat at Nooks. That dude.
But he doesn't have any kind of like repayment schedule. There's
that's
no
true.
due date.
Yeah, there's no interest accrued.
Like, and he builds everything himself. So I'm like, anyone I see hating on Tom Nook, I'm like, you shut your mouth. You shut your mouth.
Yeah, when Rodney was telling me about it, and he's like,
we're supporting creators,
Rodney had said it's a lot like real life, where once you think you've paid something off, now you're indebted again. And so I was all hesitant to like, should I upgrade and get the house, or should I not? Like, I don't know. What's the going rate for bells? Like, how much work do I have to put in? And I started and that's when it was like at the 2-hour mark, and I was like, I'm done. I can't handle this kind of stress in my life.
Yeah, but you can just go to a Nook Miles island like past 11 p.m. until you find one with tarantulas. Catch tarantulas until your inventory is full, and then sell them off for a ton of bells each. And then you're like, oh, I have like 200,000 bells for spending like an hour on a tarantula. Real life isn't like that. I can't make $200,000.
Hi, Haley.
For anyone who
Z?
doesn't know, this is Haley Zabodny.
Z.
Haley,
Hi.
this is our guest for the evening, Cameron Mosier up here.
Hi.
And then I know it's different on everybody's, but I have a whole row of theater company veterans with Sarah and Michelle and Stephanie and Kate.
And coming in the clutch, Deborah.
Deborah.
Oh,
Oh.
and in the cleanup spot, it's Deborah Campbell.
Z, you got a shout out on the show this evening.
Oh no. Like
I
a good one?
mentioned your window. How's your window?
Yeah.
I am literally never going to get all of the tiny little glass shards out of my feet and off of my carpet. It's never gonna happen.
From the hail, right? Y'all got pummeled, huh?
Yeah, it like threw glass all the way across my room. Like it's everywhere. It's terrible.
I'm so sorry.
But that's the only good thing about not owning your own home is I don't have to pay for it. But someone did come and like look at the house to buy it today. So the lady was like, "Are you looking at buying a home?" I'm like, "After last night, absolutely not. I never want to own anything ever again."
I've already had J. Paul up on my roof looking at everything and getting ready to repair that sucker.
Oh, good.
I live
Glad
right
you
by
were
the
there for a
theater, so we
reason.
got the 30 minutes of golf ball
Oh. Does he like Santa Claus? He just shows up on everyone's roof now.
Yeah, except you give him the presents.
Cameron, what are you doing now?
Or
in
the
New
insurance
York
company
City?
gives them to him.
What am I doing now? I'm
Yeah, what are you doing?
just, living one day at a time. Trying to make every day special.
Are you?
Are you?
Oh, yeah. Why do you still have it?
Never get rid of
This lives in my bedside table and always will.
Wow.
No.
Take me back.
That is iconic.
It is iconic, which is why we will never get rid of it. Which is why randomly sometimes when Cameron would come stay with us after he lived in New York, we would just like hostess places around the house for him to find. Like we'd like close the door and then like this would just be saved right there.
All right. So 2 things. One, this is another full circle moment because Cameron was trying very hard not to talk about what sweaty body he was trying to avoid touching in Rocky.
Is this still being recorded? Are you still recording this?
Yes.
That's Rocky 2. Where's the live?
The recording will be over in
Or another,
10
I don't know
minutes.
how long.
But the other thing too,
Well, we tried. Sorry, Cameron.
This is amazing. But then the other thing is that they tend to leave that picture around their home. Our friend Mariotto, she has one of the old theater company programs that has J. Paul's face on the back. And when you go stay with her, she like puts it under the comforter so that when you try to go to bed, J. Paul's staring at you.
But this is a classic full-page theater company theater program photo.
Love it.
And it may be one of the best.
It's
Don't know if
seriously
there's a
fabulous.
So
That
good.
show.
For a long time, I had like every TTC program, and at some point, I did a purge, and I like regret that purge right now.
Wait, I think I have some really old programs from TTC. Hold on.
I can't believe I purged this, y'all.
Yeah, we moved last month and I found a bunch of them in a box, and I think the best photo I found in one was for Promises was a photo of Turkey Lurkey time with like Deborah was clearly in front, the only person who knew there was a photo happening because the rest of us just had like hard bitch face.
Oh my gosh. That Turkey Lurkey photo where I'm making like a death face.
Yeah. People in the
The
back are like,
just was done. And then there's Deborah.
Of course. Okay, let's see what my oldest TTC.
I was like, the thing that I have is a scrapbook that was made for me that has like my first several TTC moments on it. This is my first ever show.
My Nana made something like that for me too.
This is Camelot, you know?
That's laminated.
I've got, this is my favorite one, which is Molly. Here, this is my favorite bit of this.
Oh my gosh, I'm not a witch, I'm Guinevere.
Oh, Molly.
This is my favorite part of this
Great.
Camelot section. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that's wonderful in this.
The oldest one I have here is Man of La Mancha. It's after I moved to New York when I started saving them here.
oh, as I'd be like, you have like the original Man of La Mancha? That's amazing.
No, this is the one that Roger was in.
Yeah. The one that I was in that one too.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have all posts since I
Is
moved
the-
to New York here. I'm sure I have more at home.
My dad took the giant picture of me as Rona Lisa Peretti from Spelling Bee.
And the one of me as Logan Schwartz and
Right,
Gruyere.
and then had them professionally framed,
Like with backing,
with
like expensive framing.
Like he like took it to the frame gallery and had them professionally framed and big, and gave them to us for Christmas, which is like a weird thing to hang in your guest room.
But we did it for a while, and it was very creepy.
So we did for a
everyone.
while, and like people would walk in and be like, "Wait a minute." So then we gave it back to my parents. I was like, I don't want to be like a regifter, but like we rewrapped it and gave it to them. But now it hangs in my Mima's room in the house. So it's like,
it's big.
I mean, it's like that big. I mean, it's huge because there were so few of us. So it was like such a big picture of us.
Wouldn't
look
you
at
know
that
that,
picture.
Sarah?
Your
You can
picture,
pin the
Michelle.
video if you want to see a close-up of it.
Oh, that's Cinderella.
This is Cinderella, and it has a Michelle Campbell Green here, and Gigi, and Katie Bex.
Katie Beck.
Oh.
The funny thing about your spelling bee picture is out of context, Michelle. It's just a straight up like a realtor from a park bench. I mean,
It really
I was
is.
going for.
I love it.
Adrian.
Oh.
Ah,
What a great show.
oh,
Such
man.
a good show.
I could have seen that.
I love it so much.
Good.
That actually led me to read War and Peace, by the way.
Yeah. I
If
believe
anyone
that.
hasn't seen it, Hulu has a version of War and Peace with like Paul Dano and Lily James that is so good and
I've
so
heard
delicious.
really good
and
things
beautiful.
Yeah, I've heard
from my like nerdy English teacher friends.
I have all these.
I hope everyone got to see my queen Gillian Anderson as Blanche Dubois in National Theater's production of A Streetcar Named Desire.
I did not see that. Is it still like streaming? Can you still watch it?
Went
Oh.
way today.
Oh, damn.
I'll get the.
But it was very good, and the set rotates, so it was theater in the round, but the whole set was like kind of set in a cargo container, but like just the frames of it in a way, and the whole set rotated, so the audience never got the same spot. So like
one
even though
giant revolve.
it was a giant revolve with an audience on all four sides.
You know, one of my favorite lines in The Producers is when Bialystok was ranting about theater, and he has the line about how he invented, before theater in the round, he invented theater in the square. Nobody had a good seat. Stuck in my head.
I mean, unrelated, speaking of producers, that's me and Deborah Campbell Green as old lady.
That old lady dance scene was stellar.
Oh, I
Yeah.
have that too.
I don't think we recorded, I don't think we filmed that one, which is a shame because that was hilarious.
Like, here is the Catherine Pope doing like a full-on split.
Yeah.
Old lady.
As an old lady.
It's beautiful.
So those dresses were all together in the graveyard, but at some point, and I think it was Kathleen Olsey and Becky, they just purged all those dresses because they were like, we'll just keep one or two. We don't need all of these. And at one point within the past year, I was like, you know, if we ever did Producers again, it's great because we already have all the old lady dresses. And they were like, what dresses are you talking about? And I was like, oh, that one black floral dress that we have like 15 of. And they were like, oh, we're sorry. And Dave said, this is why you don't throw shit away.
I rewore
Can't
one of
believe that
those.
anything has ever been purged out of that costume room.
So much has been
I
purged.
So I
There's-
rewore one of those for Annie too.
Yeah.
When I was Hannigan and Annie, I rewore one of those old lady dresses.
They're great old lady dresses.
They're great dresses.
That's one of my favorite things still about coming back to shows is I'll lean over to the person I'm sitting next to and be like, I wore that dress in Young Frankenstein.
Well, it's like
Or that dress in blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
the
100%.
dress I wore for Tottendale in Drowsy was originally made for 1776, like my sophomore year of high school. So we're
And it
talking
was
like
also- it was
2000.
Mrs. Lovett's dress when Randy played Sweeney, because that's the first time I had seen it. Kara wore it in that was her big like party dress in Sweeney Todd.
And then like it's just made its rounds. I feel like every season for like quite a few years.
I haven't.
One of my greatest joys, and this is really stupid, was I didn't get cast in Chicago, which like I understand and it's fine. But like I got to wear one of those orange lingerie dresses as Hannigan in Annie, and I was like, ha ha ha!
My revenge is sweet.
Oh my God.
I need someone else to wear that damn blue jumpsuit from Mamma Mia. That's what I need.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Those costumes were so cool. I loved all of those.
Speaking of recycled costumes, one of my favorite memories is that Adrian and I were the same size because the dress that she wore in Gypsy was the same dress that I wore for Prince Herbert's musical number. Exact same size, nothing needed to be changed.
That's awesome.
You know what's even better? And you may not even realize this. Your shirt as Leaf Coney Bear was my shirt, just worn inside out, so it didn't have the logo. Hold on.
No, I thrifted his shirt.
I thought that she
Is she keeping props and costumes now?
Yeah, she's keeping them in her house.
I also
Fine. That means they're not in the yellow or
A piece of set from
Adrian's closet has so many different shows.
Still at my grandparents' house.
It just
Oh,
Bad.
Oh yeah. Wait,
Is that it?
That's it.
is that really it? I didn't
Yeah.
thrift that.
No, he wore it inside out because this is my brother's bike company.
Yes.
Fun fact: I costumed that whole show for $92.
Ooh.
And you had to buy my costume because we did not have that on hand.
Oh,
No, we bought everything at a thrift store except
here's
for
our
your
sibling pick.
It
Let's see
is.
if I can get it to work. Ah,
I know my overalls came from the Yellow and my shirt came from Old Navy.
Maybe we were babies.
we were babies. And look at us now, living 10 feet away from each other and never seeing each other.
That's hardly your fault. You have an excuse right now.
It's true.
Wow.
We do see each other sometimes.
I'm kidding, I know.
Someday
You
we'll
see
do
each other when
spelling
other
bee
people come into
reunion.
town. That's the New Yorker way of life.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
It's true.
Typically, when I have a job, I'm asleep by like 9 o'clock. So I just can't hang out with anyone.
Yeah.
And then
But when we do hang out, we get Mexican food and margaritas because that's just the Texas way.
nachos and very, very strong margaritas.
How's New York Mexican food?
Not the same, but I could name every place that serves queso in this city.
Better than it was in like 2004 when I was there.
Yeah, you can actually
I'll tell
get
you
queso
that
now.
truth.
You couldn't.
I heard there's some sort of guacamole pineapple conglomerate that's really good up there.
But it's not just pineapple. There's like 10 different kinds of guacamole there, and it's amazing.
I went to a Mexican food restaurant in Australia last year called Cactus Jack's, and it was by far the most offensive thing I've ever experienced. Their guacamole had like not only like very clear like massive quantities of sour cream as like part of the base of it, it also had like black olives on the top, and I just remember being like, who did this? Who thought this was okay? You know?
When we lived in the Middle East, we avoided the one Mexican restaurant there for obvious reasons. So
I like pitched a fit when like the people that I was hanging out with were like, let's go to Cactus Jack's. The Mexican food's great. And I was like, there's no way it's great. You're definitely wrong. Why are we doing this? And then we ended up there and I was so mad. I was
That
like,
reminds me of my
hate it.
family going to London, and one of my cousins at just a random pub where everyone else is like, let's just eat fish and chips because like it's a bar in London, right? What else are you gonna eat? She ordered nachos. She got no guacamole, so instead of having at least one ingredient that was like vaguely reminiscent of nachos, she got tortilla chips with I can't remember all the toppings, but I know the cheese was Parmesan, and the most offensive ingredient was pomegranate seeds.
What?
Oh.
I mean, I will say that, like chiles en nogada is like an actual Mexican like recipe that does involve pomegranate seeds, but it's not nachos. It's like a whole thing.
It was just like all of us literally said, we told you not to order the nachos in London. What are you doing? But I mean, she was 16, you know, she was dumb. It's fine.
There used to be a place in London called the Texas Embassy, which was a restaurant. When
You guys told me to go there. Remember?
Yeah, but now it's closed.
Yeah.
But it was the legitimate Texas Embassy when Texas was its own country, and it had an embassy in England.
That's rad.
It was delicious.
And the food was like straight up Texan. You went there for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I even went there. They had this like Texan-y Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving Day. That was so lovely when I was there my junior year of college. It was delightful. And but yeah.
I will say the last time I was in London, I was with a bunch of people that weren't from Texas that I came to London with. And then we were visiting people that we knew that lived in London. And the one meal that the Londoner took us to, he was actually from Wales, was a Texas restaurant. And so everyone in the group turns to me and they're like, you have to tell us how authentic it is. And I thought it was going to be terrible. But you guys, down to the paper towels on the tables, it was correct. And I found out it was actually owned by a Texan that moved over and was like, I'm just going to import everything and make this exactly like it is back home. So everybody was like, Kate, what do we order? What do we order? And I was like, well, brisket nachos look good.
Ooh.
It was just like back home.
That was the ranch.
That is a huge indicator. I didn't personally have ranch, but other people said that it was good.
It's good.
We are at an hour, so we are about to turn off our recording for Dads After Dark. But we want to thank Cameron and all of our special guests. We're going to keep hanging out, but we're just going to stop our Dads After Dark viewing for our fans.
So we can kick this up to NC-17. Thank you guys for joining. We appreciate y'all watching and tuning in.
Good night.
After Dark. Don't forget, every Thursday we do this. See
Like
y'all.
and subscribe.
Thanks for supporting the channel.
And we thank you for your